Hi everyone, it's JoJo and I'm back with another video. I'm going to show you how to use the Clover YoYo Maker. I'm not in any way affiliated with Clover. I just like using this YoYo Maker. When you buy it, it's solid green. It does not have these black marks on it. If you can see, you have lines here. And on this piece, there are nubs in 3 different places, like there's 3 lines here. When you use this, you want to line up your line with a nub. Doesn't matter which line or which nub, but I mark one with the nub just so I can see it. Okay, and it will snap in. It doesn't fit real tight, but it snaps in. If you notice, there are little marks here. This is where your needle is going to go, where you're going to sew all the way around. Back here, you're going to want your thread to go through a notch here and this notch here. You don't want it going across here. You see here where I'm talking? If it goes across here, it is going to attach your fabric to this piece and it's not going to make your yo-yo. So if you go from here to here, you're not doing it right. You'll want to go in here, come out this side, go in this side, and come up through this side and down through this side. I will show you. I already have some circles cut out, and you don't have to cut out a circle. You could have it square, a scrap piece of fabric. It doesn't matter. I cut circles before I got my my yo-yo maker. So what I want to do is line this up with that. So when I put it in here, it's almost lined up. Your fabric doesn't have to be perfect or even. Now on this side I have a lot of excess. See, I don't have a lot here, and this is how I want it. The way I do that is I just take my scissors, and need a sharp pair of scissors too. Just cut that excess off. So you see, you want your front side of your fabric to be here, not the inside. So this side here of this piece of fabric, I want to show through the hole. The back side is what I want facing up over here. Okay? So then I take my thread and my needle, which I pre-knotted these and started out. So over here, here's where I've marked it. I just put black on it with a permanent marker. You have to keep that permanent marker around because you will, if you use this as much as I've used mine, you will rub that off. So you want to just kind of feel for it, and you'll be in your first hole here. Can you see? If I make it bigger. So you want to come through this hole. And I don't want to take my knot to the edge because I'm going to use it. So there's a little dip right here, and I'm not sure what that's for, but I like to just kind of put my knot right there and I hold it with my thumb. That's where I put my thumb in anyway. So I just put my my thread underneath it, and then over here I'm going to go over on this side and go back through. Careful not to tangle your threads. I just want it through that side fabric. And then I'm going to come back down here, which is, through this side, Now if I come down through here and I went over to here, if you have thread on this side, you're going to lock your template in. Oops, can you see? If you have thread in here, you're going to lock the template in, and you're not going to be able to get this off. Just going back and forth. I let go of my knot. You don't have to hold that knot. I just like to. I'm talking. Let me see where I'm at. See, it's just back and forth stitches, just like that you do when you're sewing it by hand. Working around my camera is kind of tricky. Hopefully I can figure out another setup soon. But it goes pretty quick. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing, or at least get the gist of it. These are fun and don't take long at all to do. I like to work them in assembly line style. So I will do this and pop them off and then put them in my container, and at the end I go back through and tie my knots. Most people don't just put a knot in it. They add an extra snip or two of fabric before they knot it. Take an extra stitch or two, sorry. Now here, I'm back at my knot. Right here's my knot. So I'm going to go back in there, and I'm going to be careful not to split or go into my knot. And then I'm going to come up next to it. And here, yeah, I could leave my needle on it, but I'm done. I'm not going to take those extra stitches because it's going to go on my snippet roll and not into a blanket. And you just push through the center here. Just push through the center, and it pops it right out. And I'm going to take my needle off. And then this just kind of slides out. And I take my knots and my thread. I pull them together. Now here, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and work it to flatten it out so you completely have your yo-yo. But I like to go ahead and just pull it together and tie a knot. The only reason that I'm not taking a lot of extra time on these is because with them going on my snippet roll, I'm going to be sewing them down good to the roll. And I'm probably going to do something to this top and not sew it. If I were to make it into a trivet like this, I would want to add some extra stitches around to make sure that it wasn't going to come out. And there we have it. And like I said, with these, you're not going for perfection. A lot of times I like to try to do perfect, but I'm okay with these not being perfect. And whenever I was telling you earlier that I do them assembly line style, I have a whole bowl that is ready for me to pull the strings and tie them. Look at that. It's not going to. There we go. That's why you want a good thread, is because when you get into the pulling process, and I must have done to this one what I told you not to do, and that is I must have sewed into my knot. There we go. But these are all ready for this process and then to be flattened out. So I have these all sewn around. Great way to use up my scraps. And then when they're finished, I'm going to pull out my snippet roll piece. I will just take and sew it on. Just put them anywhere. I might put a cluster of them. Like there's a cluster of 3 and they would fit. Go down here and add another one. You know, however you want to do it. And I'll come back and show you how that I'm going to sew it on. Sew them on. I may not do and show the complete whole roll on video, but then again, I might, because I have some other projects that will go along with this. So I'm going to come back in my next video and I'm going to show you what I do to make sure that I don't lose my needles and get them stuck, you know, where they shouldn't go. I have a thing of stepping on them, you know, if I drop them. So I want to show you how I do them and how I get them prepared for whenever I get ready to start a project. Thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. If you like this kind of video, please click like and subscribe and hit that little notification button so you'll be notified whenever I upload more videos. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and remember to be kind to one another. Bye-bye.